Good afternoon. Welcome back. It is Saturday, August 5th, 2023. We are now in the chilly abode here. The contractors were here this morning, replaced my AC, so it is very, very cool in here, and I'm very thankful and appreciative of them. So now we begin a journey of a few years of making monthly payments. But be that as it may, as I say, I'm thankful and fortunate that we were able to get that done in a very timely fashion. So anyway, we have a few events today that happen on this date. Not going back too terribly far, but another event that I attended. 1995 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Dale Earnhardt wins. If you remember his victory lane celebration, uh, he said something to the effect, I've become the first man to win the Brickyard, because Jeff Gordon had won it the year before, kind of chiding him about being so young. But that day was a very, very long day. We got to the parking lot probably at 6 a.m., and it rained throughout most of the morning and early afternoon, and I don't think they got the race started to around 4 or 5 o'clock that evening. And luckily, during that time of the year, the sun doesn't really get set and dark till, after 8 o'clock, so they were able to get the whole race in. But we didn't leave the parking lot till about 9 o'clock that night, so we were on grounds for, I don't know, 15, 16 hours. Very long day, but a very fun day and a memorable day spent with some family and friends. 2000, this was the first Brickyard that I didn't attend. It was very hot that year. I did go to practice and qualifying, but ended up not going to the race because I just wasn't feeling it. Bobby Labonte did win this, and this was kind of a trend during this time that the Brickyard 400 winner generally would go on to win the title. Jarrett did it the year before, Gordon did it the year after, and it's happened a couple other times here and there as well. Not really anything exciting in that race. I do remember Bobby passed Rusty Wallace late in the race to win. And then our final event, 2018 at Watkins Glen. Of course, Chase Elliott wins his first Cup Series race, running out of gas on the cool-down lap, having Jimmy Johnson push him back around. So we do have a few birthdays to celebrate today. Born on this date in 1936, former IndyCar driver, Indy 500 winner, Coldwater, Michigan native, Mr. Gordon Johncock. These are in no particular order. I do believe he does. Of course, we have the French and the English versions here. We have one of those nice ANS racing cards from way back. There's one of the cars, I think it's a Jonathan Bird's car, maybe. Run the Buicks. Of course, he did retire in the early 90s. He retired a couple of times, and I guess the itch was just too much, and he kept coming back. And there's one of the Granatelli cars, I believe. Let's look at that and see what it says. Can't remember if that was a Granatelli car or if it was a Pat Patrick car or who it was. It really doesn't tell us. But still, very cool. We did get Gordon Johncock. Born on this day in 1969. I only have one card of this guy. Recent Hall of Fame electee, Mr. Chad Knaus. There you see, this is 95. Sorry about the glare. 95 Optima XL. And on the back, it's kind of a puzzle piece. I believe you see the tip there of the crew. I believe it's like Jeff Gordon's car in a pit stop, and it's got all the different crew members on the front. But, and I'll show you here. Let me just find a card here off to the side. You can see that it is, the Optima XLs are substantially, they're the same width, but they're about 1.5 inches taller. So you got to find these longer top loads and soft sleeves to put them in. I can't remember what year it was. It was probably 2009 or 10. I got on eBay. I had one of these, and it was a red foil or blue foil, and I put it on eBay, and I was going to be happy to get $2 or $3 out of it, figuring that, okay, it's a 15-cent card as it sits. With the multiplier, it was a 45-cent card. I put it on eBay for 99 cents, and the foil version ended up selling, I think it sold for like $22. Cool. So, long story short, somebody's eBay store a couple weeks later. They had 10 of this card that I just showed you. They had 10 of them for 50 cents each. So I bought all 10, plus shipping was $1.50, I think. So I got them all for $6.50. The first 3 I resold on eBay for just under $150. I think one went for $48, one went for $46, and one went for $42. And I'd spaced it out over the course of about a month and a half. And then all of a sudden, everybody else started listing him, and it just killed what I was selling them for, of course, because there was more available. But I've still got 2 or 3 left, so I'm just going to hang on to him now. I think it's pretty cool now. Hall of Famer, so you have it there. And then our final birthday, born on this date, also in 1969. I think I wrote that down. Yeah, born on this date. Wow, him and Chad Knaus born on the same date. But sadly, he passed away in 2000 in a crash at New Hampshire. Mr. Kenny Irwin Jr. So there you have the car he made his early Cup starts in. It was a David Blair car, but it was actually a Yates car with Blair owner's points. Of course, there's the 28 car that he ran for a couple seasons. And then we're going to scroll through some of his career stuff here. There you see, the winner's circle car. It was a David Blair entry with Roush Racing providing all the cars and such. And then he did move up to the Cup in the 28 car. He had a couple of just mediocre years, lack of a better term. Just didn't perform well. Lots of crashes, had a DNQ. Then after the end of the 99 season, he moved over to Sabco. Had some decent runs there in the 42 car, but of course tragically was killed at New Hampshire in the practice session. And a couple people talked podcast about what might have been. And again, you can go back and look at drivers like an Adam Petty, Rob Moroso, so many others throughout NASCAR history whose either lives ended or careers were cut short because of injury, and what might have been. And nothing against Kenny Irwin Jr. He was a typical sprint car guy. I think, you look at somebody like a J.J. Yaley or a Jason Leffler, that's kind of where I put Kenny Irwin. He wasn't a Gordon, he wasn't a Stewart. He wasn't gonna go out there and win tons of races and win championships. I think maybe in the right situation he could have been a 2 or 3 race winner a year, but I just, I'm not talking ill of the dead. I'm just saying this is what I seen, this is what I witnessed, this is what I felt. And with Gordon and Stewart and some of those other folks that just came in and tore it up, they kind of set the groundwork of this is what you could do, but not what you will do. And I think Leffler and Yaley and a few of the others from the sprint car world, that's more of the realization. We're going to have some good runs, we're going to have some bad runs, and we're going to have some middle runs that's going to make up most of what we do. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video today. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you come back tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to rip yet, but we'll have something for you. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you later.